Hi guys, Darth Deuce here with another action figure review. I'm back home for the weekend for Thanksgiving up here in Canada, and I went to my local Walmart hoping to find the 3 3/4 inch Walmart exclusive Royal Guards. Didn't find the wave at all. For some reason in my area, they haven't been stocking the new 3 3/4 inch Black Series wave. They've been stocking the last wave a lot. There's a ton of Phasmas and Han Solos around, but there's none of the new wave, which is unfortunate, so I'm hoping those will pop up soon. But I was about to leave, and I actually stumbled upon the newer Spider-Man Marvel Legends wave, which I've only seen one other time at a comic book store, and I passed on. I didn't really want to buy him right then and there. But I only really wanted one figure from the wave, and that is this guy here, Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin's one of my favorite superhero villains, super villains. So I really wanted to get this figure. I'm not really too keen on the rest of the wave. It's a cool wave. It's a really solid wave, but just for me, I gotta limit myself, and this is the figure I really wanted to get. So I'm happy to get it. So we're gonna take a closer look at the packaging. First thing, the packaging, and we'll get them open and take a closer look at the figure inside. So you've got the standard packaging for Marvel Legends. It's red. Got the Spider-Man logo there. The Build-A-Figure Marvel's Venom. You have the figure fully showcased inside. Marvel Spider-Man, Evil Adversaries. He shares the same packaging with Electro. So on this side you got a cool image of Electro. On this side you got a cool image of Hobgoblin. And on the back here you just have an image of both the Electro and the Hobgoblin figures. You got a really brief bio. It says, powered up and bent on revenge, these menacing villains are powerful opponents. Which pretty much says nothing about them, but you know, whatever. You got the Space Knight Venom Build-A-Figure, and the rest of the figures in the wave you'll need to complete that Build-A-Figure. Anyways, pretty cool packaging. We're going to get this guy opened up and take a closer look at him outside the packaging. Alright, so now we have Hobgoblin out of the packaging. This is a pretty cool figure. I do really like it. Of course, I'm a little biased because I do really like the character. But this is a really cool figure. There's a lot of really great things about it. Not perfect, of course, but there is still a lot really good going for this figure. So first off, I will show you just the Build-A-Figure piece. You do get the head to the Space Knight Venom figure, so that's pretty cool. I don't plan to build a figure, but you know, that gives you the piece. That's cool. And we'll get on to the figure, and we'll cover the rest of the accessories later. So like I said, this figure is really cool. He uses pretty much a new sculpt as far as I know, because he has all this chainmail kind of scaled outfit going on. This is all newly sculpted, I'm pretty sure. Now, because I'm doing this figure review pretty late from this release, at least one other figure has now reused this body mold, which was the Dread Knight, I believe, and the Raft San Diego Comic exclusive pack. I think his name is Dread Knight. I'm not familiar with the character at all, so I could be wrong. But that figure uses the same base body with a couple different parts swapped into it, but essentially the same. And we will be getting a Green Goblin figure later on in the year, I think, or early next year. I can't remember which. And that figure is going to use a lot of the same parts that this figure did. Anyways, taking a closer look at the figure, the head sculpt is really nice. You got that pale skin tone going on. You got the nasty grin going with the teeth painted, and looks really nice. The red paint for the eyes looks nice. You got some shadowing around the eyes, which is cool. You got kind of a dry brush in to bring out the details of the face as well, which is really cool. I would have liked maybe a little more wrinkles, but overall it looks really cool. Pretty sinister looking. The hood here is really nice. The hood and the cloak are actually painted a darker orange than his tunic, which is a lighter orange, and you got this really nice heavy wash over the cloak to really bring out some of those details. If I can get the focus in there. You got the little tail of the cloak right there. And you got the rest of the cloak there, which has a nice sculpted detail, as well as a dry brush. Really elevates the look of this, and he has some tears and rips at the bottom. It looks really cool. I also really like the length of it. I think it's a good length. It does make him just slightly top heavy or back heavy, just because it's quite a heavy piece, but it is pretty cool. It is also pliable. And you got his satchel here, which is a separate piece, which you can remove if you want to. You got the orange tunic, which looks nice. It's a lighter orange. And you got the belt, which is a separate piece. You've got the metallic blue scaling, it looks really cool. I really like the metallic blue paint, and the sculpting is really nice on it. You got some really nice sculpting on the hands and gloves as well. It's a nice dry brush to bring out the detail of the wrinkles. Both hands are sculpted in an open pose. One thing I would have liked is maybe some interchangeable hands, so you get some balled fist hands for like some punching poses, but it's not a huge deal. And legs got that same scaled look. And the boots, you got some really nice sculpt detail with like tears and wrinkles and whatnot, with nice dry brush again. A nice orange color, looks really cool. And overall, it is just a really cool looking figure. There's some really good use of dry brushing and whatnot, so it looks really good. Now on to articulation. We have a ball joint at the head, which also has a hinge. You can look up a decent amount, look down only a little bit because the cloak kind of hinders some articulation, which is okay. You also got the rotation and maybe a little bit of pivot going on. Ball hinges at the shoulders, which if you can get them to go about this way, this much, and they rotate. You can see here it does have kind of this ratchety joint, which is interesting. You get rotation at the bicep, double hinge at the elbows. I don't think there's no glove cut there, but there's a rotation as well as a hinge at the wrist, so that's cool. Ab crunch, which moves a decent amount forward and a decent amount back. You got a rotation at the waist, a ball hinge at the hips. You can get them to go out about that much, not really back, a little bit, but not too much, and then forward pretty much all the way. A rotation at the thigh there, double hinge at the knees, a boot swivel, a hinge at the ankle, and a rocker at the ankle. So you can get this guy in some pretty good poses. He is quite articulated, which is really nice. And then in terms of accessories, he comes with quite a few. So of course he does have his satchel, which you can remove. He also, I guess you could also maybe count the cloak. I guess you can remove the cloak if you want to, though I don't really know why you'd want to. He also comes with a pumpkin bomb, which is pretty cool. It's just painted in sculpted in a translucent orangish yellow plastic. You got some of the flame detail. But you look pretty closely, it's hard to see, but there is the sculpted detail of a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern, which is really cool. I believe it's the same pumpkin bomb that came with the Hobgoblin bath, which I would like to get at some point because it'd be pretty cool displaying these two guys together. But he can hold it. If you just set it in his hand, he can hold it just like that, but it's just loose. It's just literally just sitting there, so it'll just fall out if you just have him holding it like that. But if you want, because he has the individual fingers sculpted, you can wedge the flame, I guess, into the fingers like that, and you can have him holding the bomb like that. So that's cool. I do wish they gave us two of these, especially because they gave us two open hands but only one bomb. It would have been nice if because they gave us the two hands, if they gave us two bombs, you could have him holding two bombs, but it's not a huge issue. He also comes with an alternate head. He comes with this head here, which to my knowledge is the Demogoblin head. I'm not familiar with Demogoblin at all, aside from the little bit I've read. But you do get this alternate head sculpt, so all you gotta do, the head pops off pretty easy, and as you can see, you just pop the cloak off if you want to. And then this should just pop right on. I think it's on there. I'd say it is. So you can have the Demogoblin head on there, which looks pretty cool. I do actually like the wash on the Demogoblin head a bit better. It does have that more demonic look, as it should. The tongue's kind of cool on there, and the eyes are nice because it's red without the yellow pupils. It looks really cool. But I'm probably going to display him with the classic head. That's just the Hobgoblin I'm familiar with, and I like this one more, but this one's really cool. So if you wanted the option to display him as Demogoblin, you can. So that's really nice. And if he wants to stand up. And then last but not least, no goblin would be complete without their goblin glider. So it's pretty cool. It's just sculpted in a base gray plastic. You got the two loops for the feet. You got the really nice demon head sculpted in there. It's really cool. It looks pretty cool, and all you got to do He's, you know, just widen his stance up there, maybe get his ankle pivot on the go. The boot still really comes in handy with this figure. All you gotta do is just slot the feet into the loops. And then there you go, you got Hobgoblin on his Goblin glider, which is pretty cool. One thing I will say, other reviewers I've seen have mentioned it, and I think they are right in mentioning it. The glider's a little small. There's like no wingspan past his feet. There should be at least a little bit of wingspan. And it's not the worst size. It could be a lot worse, but it is kind of small. I think it should be a bit bigger, but not a huge issue. Still looks pretty cool. And it does kind of serve as a display base if you can get him balancing on it good enough. But anyways, overall, this is actually a really cool figure. I really do like it a lot. I think if you're a fan of the character and a Marvel Legends collector, especially if you want to get the Space Venom Bath, this is definitely a recommend. If you're just a casual collector of Marvel Legends like I am, it's more or less if you have personal connection to the character than anything. But I think it's a really cool looking figure, and if you're a fan of the character and the Marvel Legends collector, highly recommend it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.